Hey, Simon here, founder at Box Plunge, and in this video you're gonna be learning how to make a box plunge using our DIY kit. So in the box of the DIY box plunge kit comes the following items: a filter with a plated filter inside and a union, all these small items, a water pump, our control box, GFCI plug, a pre-filter unit, this base for the pump, obviously the liner for your chest freezer, and this mesh. So now we can go ahead and start unpackaging everything on the chest freezer. So all of this stuff. So to support the chest freezer bottom, I do recommend the use of these foams. You can buy them in Home Depot, they're readily available. Or you can also use the original packaging of the chest freezer, which also works, may not be ideal. So now we're gonna stretch this liner on the chest freezer. Now I'm gonna use a Sharpie to indicate where the hinges are located. I'm gonna cut 4.7 inches. Now we're gonna cut a flap to allow for the hinge to slip through. So now you want to put this flap inside the hinge. And hide it away. Now it's time to install the water pump with the mount at the bottom, which is this mount. You want to set this down on your cold plunge this way. Okay, so if it's right here, undo all this wiring. Don't lose this because you may want to use them later. Right outside. Get your pre-filter unit. This one goes right here. Don't put pressure here, just on the sides. Next, grab your filtration system and just like this, okay? Now the filter is gonna have the tendency to float. So make sure you fill it up with water so it doesn't float. For maintenance of the filtration system, you want to clean the pre-filter, which is the white mesh on top, like once a week or so. And then the cartridge, change them like once a month, once every 3 weeks, depending on how much you use the cold plunge and how dirty you are when you get inside the cold plunge. If you have another type of cold plunge, not a chest freezer cold plunge, then what you want to do is install the filter backwards. There's absolutely no problem doing so. Where I will enter through here, go through the filtration unit, come out through the filter. This back here has all these small pieces. This piece here is where the water pump wire is gonna go crimped onto, ozone generator tube, and probe for the thermostat. Okay, let's remove this. Now this over here gets installed right in there. This goes right in here. The ozone generator tube, the first thing you want to do is to clip the diffusing stone to the barb connector here, all the way in. Next, place it right in this, just crimp it onto the other side of the adapter. And then straight up the wires. Get scissors, cut it around here. Install the check valve one way. So there is this little arrow over here. The arrow here should point towards the inside of the chest freezer, just like this. You may also blow through it one side will blow, the other side won't blow. Just make sure the side that blows onto the chest freezer, because that's where you want the ozone generator to go. Like the other side. So here you have the wire management piece. It has a P for the pump and O for the ozone. You want to install it exactly, not by the edge exactly, but a little bit more towards you. So like, here's the edge, so like here, okay? Because you don't want this side of the lid pinching the ozone generator too much. Just a little bit, but not too much. And that's the way to do it. Now install the mesh. So now we want to anchor the control box in place by using these velcros. You have to peel them up and then stick them to the side of the chest freezer. Make sure to adhere it extremely well, like put a lot of pressure into the box so it doesn't come out. I'm cutting it because we need to adhere these velcros right onto the wall of the chest freezer, and you cannot adhere it to the liner. You don't have to cut it like all the way. You can leave a very small flap. Okay, so like maybe here, and you will see why in a second. Now you want to align this top velcro with the box upright with the ledge of the chest freezer, that is this top plastic molding. And this, you want to sort of like place this, you can put a little tape, a double-sided tape on here. There. And align this with the top ledge. Just like that, and I'll press extremely hard. Don't break the box. Now you want to adhere it and get the velcros to really get down. And now you have the footprint here, the exact same arrangement of the velcros. So you can just slide it in place. Now you want to open up the control box. So the first one we're going to plug in is going to be the thermostat probe. So this one over here will go right in here, all the way in. Now the ozone generator, you can see the pipe is too long, so you can cut it more. Now let's plug the chest freezer plug onto the electronic protector inside the control box. Next, this is the wire for the water pump, which will go in here in the power strip. If this power strip is out of place, make sure to place it back. It may move during shipping. So for wire management, you can get all this extra wire, make a roll with it. And the thermostat probe. I'm going to use an extension cord, so you want to use one of these cord safe systems. This is a white plug coming off the control box. which goes to your outlet by using the GFCI connector. So this setup, this will go directly to your outlet, okay? But I'm gonna need an extension cord because my outlet is far away. So you're gonna want to use a cord safety system like this one over here. The way it works, it's you put the one side of the wire here. You can plug it in. And the other side, so the female side goes here. And now it's covered, the connection. You want to put this away from the box plunge, ideally somewhere high up so it never gets contact with water, okay? This is key, this is your safety. Now this is the other side of the extension cord. You want to plug the GFCI right there, coming out from the control box, this plug over here. And this setup will go directly onto your outlet. Even if your outlet is GFCI protector, using two is never bad. The ones that are GFCI that are built in may be old, may not be up to code anymore, so make sure you have a fresh GFCI. So to test that the unit works, sometimes you plug it in, it's not working, so you press on here, and then the unit is working, the pump is dry, so it's making a very bad noise. So here you want to get the thickest magnet of the kit. So here, on here, this one side of the double-sided tape. Like this. So here you should close the lid first and then align the center of the magnet with the center of the arrow. You can open the lid and everything's gonna get completely de-energized. I do recommend you unplugging it from the wall every time you're gonna use it, or from whatever it's easier for you, but unplug it. We're not responsible for your safety. We have not tested our safety system disconnect with a third-party agent, so do disconnect it before use for your own safety. So the way this safety system disconnect works is that every time that you open the lid, the thing de-energizes, right? But the problem with this system is that you cannot see whether the filtration system is working, if there is like water flow. So that's why we always recommend this external magnet that you should only use for inspection purposes, and is to check if the filtration system is working or not, right? So right now you're gonna see if anything is working because it's completely dead. So you get this magnet, place it here. Now the water pump is clearly running, so it's just for inspection purposes. You don't want to have this on and then get inside the cold plunge. That'll be extremely unsafe from your side, so don't do that. So always make sure whenever you get inside the cold plunge, nothing is running. The LED of the chest freezer is completely turned off. The filtration system is completely dead. The thermostat is not showing any temperature. The ozone generator is obviously not working, okay? That's key for your own safety. So as the last step, fill it up with water. Make sure to run the hose a little bit so the water comes out clean. The minimum water level is going to be 2 inches from the pre-filter, the white mesh, to the water line. So right here, there should be 2 inches of distance. So as you can see right now, the lid does not close because there are these wires that are obstructing the ceiling, and therefore you have to adjust the hinges on the back to make it sort of tilted this way so it actually forces it down to close. So let's do that. The first step will be to remove the covers of the hinges. Next, you want to undo the screws partially. This has spring potential, so they can come and sort of like attack you. Be careful, these are loaded springs. So you want to close it. And now just partially unscrew the screws. just very little. Again, these springs are loaded, so be super careful. You wanna force this side downwards. So to force this side downwards, you want to sort of force this side upwards. There, you saw how it went from here to a little up. Tighten back, super tight. So now, the lid does seal. There may still be a gap. You may play further with the hinges to really pull them up. But if you don't want to deal with that, then I would suggest simply removing the lid completely and installing the suction cup handles. Then it will seal even better. So it's up to you. Now you do want to set up this at the coldest setting. As the last step is to set up the temperature that you want to plunge in. The way to do that, you can connect this thermostat to Wi-Fi. Now you'll want to press set for 3 seconds. When it blinks, you want to go down temperature. I would suggest if you're a first timer, go to 50 and then work your way down as you plunge in more and more. 40 is super cold, you will feel it very cold. So come down to 50 for example, even lower if you want it, with the arrow down or up, and then press set again for 3 seconds. So that was all for the tutorial, and you gotta wait like 48 hours or more in order for water to cool down. You can disconnect the water pump if you wanna boost up the cooling process. Disconnect that water pump, it will boost it by a lot. It will take 2 days as opposed to 3 or 4, so disconnect it, make it cool down, and then you can just plunge in and enjoy your cold plunge.
I begin to